Welcome back to Economic Outlook. In my last entry, I examined Saudi Arabia's most important oil field, Ghawar, and then created a linearization model for global oil production. Today, I want to revisit this linearization model and discuss what it means for global oil supplies. As this model shows, the high and more optimistic scenarios increase the world's URR by 10 and 20% respectively. The feasibility of these two scenarios is difficult to assess, but such large increases assume new discoveries, better technologies, or higher prices which encourage new projects. The first two options, new discoveries and better technologies, are unlikely to fulfill the entire gap between the current projection and the more optimistic scenario. Since the 1960s, few new, large oil fields have been discovered on the scale of the North Sea. Few parts of the world remain unexplored for oil, and experts agree that the vast majority of the prime sites have already been exploited. New technology is unlikely to substantially improve URR either. The world's best producers already employ the most advanced technology, and others like China are quickly catching up. Ultimately, any major increase in URR must come from a wholly unexpected new discovery, or from new projects in non-traditional production like tar sands. The fact that these options are being discussed and implemented today is a testament to the growth in demand for oil products and the realization that traditional supplies will be unable to meet demand. The economic logic is simple. Producers wouldn't pay the increased cost to extract and refine something like tar sands if cheaper alternatives were available in the form of standard drilling. Costs don't end with extraction either. Heavy oil with sulfur costs more to transport, refine, and ultimately deliver to consumers. It's also important to note that even a 20% increase in the world's URR only delays peak production for another 15 years. Further increases aren't out of the question, but they will necessarily entail further exploitation of non-traditional resources and constant investment to improve or increase infrastructure to maintain declining traditional reserves. These facts generate the single most important conclusion of this analysis. The world's inexpensive oil resources are fully exploited, and future growth will come from non-traditional sources made economical by higher prices. This concept is critical to the global economy. Can the world maintain strong economic growth when petroleum expenditures constitute a larger and larger part of a country's available resources? I hope that this analysis will spark more discussion on these types of issues. We've established that oil is the lifeblood of the global economy, and growth is predicated on cheap and abundant energy. When energy is no longer inexpensive, important questions emerge like these. We have to ask ourselves, how much is a society willing to pay to maintain its traditional habits, like commuting, and a healthy disdain for public transportation? We also know that non-traditional oils have environmental side effects. Are we willing to accept more pollution in exchange for increased oil supplies? We also need to identify which alternative energy sources we should pursue to try to ease our reliance on oil. We also need to answer what our military posture will be toward oil producers who ideologically differ from our views. Finally, we need to decide if we are willing to make changes and sacrifices today to improve our energy situation tomorrow. I have shown that linearization is a powerful tool with which to view global oil production. It's my hope that this analysis will help spark more discussion about making smart choices now to prepare for our energy future tomorrow. I'll conclude my series with my next entry, which presents a new graphical approach to viewing the world's oil producers. I'll see you next time here on Economic Outlook.